Recently, I've been thinking a lot about the very famous quote, when the poor shall have nothing left to eat, they shall eat the rich. And one of the reasons I've been thinking about that quote a lot, obviously, is the growing inequality here in the United States. But a new report from Oxfam America came out this week showing us that inequality, that growing inequality in this country, is so much worse than any of us had imagined. Since last year's election, when it was confirmed that Donald Trump is going to be the next president of the United States, so in the last 12 months, the 10 richest Americans, 10 richest individual human beings in this country, have seen their collective net worth increase by $700 billion. 12 months, $700 billion for just 10 people. 10. Right now in the United States, the top 0.1% of our population owns 12.6% of the assets in this country. 0.1% of the population owns 12.6% of the assets. The numbers get even worse from there. Between 1989 and the year 2022, the least rich U.S. household in the top 1% gained 987 times more wealth than the richest household in the bottom 20%. As of last year, more than 40% of the U.S. population was considered poor or low income. So 40%, more than 40% of the population is considered poor or low income. We're talking about a country that is almost half of us are poor. Half! Meanwhile, the 10 richest people gained $700 billion since Donald Trump's reelection. There have been studies over the years. In fact, there is a formula. I've talked about it on Ring of Fire with Pap, over the years, that when inequality hits a certain point, the only inevitable conclusion, as history shows us in all these points, is rebellion, is a mass public movement to overthrow the powers, the wealthy elite, whatever it is. But mass civil unrest is what happens every time. That's how they were able to come up with the formula that shows when inequality hits this point, that's what happens to all of these societies from the past. I don't know where we are in that equation, on the graph, chart, whatever you want to call it, but I got to imagine we're pretty much there, right? Feels like it. We're witnessing an American public that, according to the latest polls out this week, overwhelmingly do not like either of the two ruling parties we have in this country. I know Democrats scored massive victories on Tuesday, and that's wonderful. I am so happy about that. But overall, that was more of a rejection of Republicans than it was an embrace of the Democrats. People don't like either party. Neither party has a positive approval rating. People hate Donald Trump. They hate everything he's doing. Congress has record low approval ratings, and so on and so forth. People are running out of food. The administration's intentionally trying to starve them while giving tax cuts to the wealthy elite. We're living in military zones at this point, with troops patrolling our streets. The public has just about had enough. And unless there is some sort of radical, transformational politicians that come up in the next year or two to really change the way this country is run, we're headed for the mass civil unrest. We are headed for the rebellions. Because again, when the poor shall have nothing left to eat, they shall eat the rich. And I got to tell you, Sounds like we're starting to hear the dinner bell ringing. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. We got fresh content every day for you. And if you want to follow us across social media, make sure you check out all of the social links that we have posted in the description of this video.